Show and tell. Hi guys, I'm Judy and today I'm going to be watching Fruits Basket Reboot Season 1 Episode 20. And in the last episode we met Ritsu and we saw like all the insecurities he was dealing with. It was pretty sad too. I feel like not in the same way that you just kind of bawl your eyes out, but like sad in an introspective kind of like, oh god, who's that? Pretty sure this is an episode that's gonna focus on Hero. For a moment I was like, I don't remember his name, and then I was like, no, I know that it's similar to like other names like Tohru and stuff. So anyway, Hero. And I think it is pretty much my least favorite zodiac like member, like especially here at the beginning. It does get better eventually, but yeah, I'm preparing myself for that. Like it like the fact that I know he gets better, it doesn't really compensate for just the of him at the beginning. So we'll just brace ourselves and just get through it. He is. I will say that I'll talk about this afterwards. After we watch the episode, let's get into it because I need to experience it for myself and then tell you what I think. Oh my god, why? Like, I changed the subtitles and I didn't change the audio. I'm so sorry about that. Let's start. Oh. I can't stand people don't check out my Patreon. I'm kidding. Please don't click off just yet. I was just doing my hero impersonation. But you really should check out my Patreon in case you want to get ahead on Fruits Basket reactions. I'm currently on episode 25. But most importantly, please enjoy this reaction. It really helps my channel out if you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure to support the original content, and let's get into the video. This Mogeta thing is definitely an icon here, a motif. Tohru thinks about everyone. I'm like him, I'm exactly the same. I know, we don't have to do it. I know, I also write. But she doesn't have to hide it from everyone, please. Like they know and support her. His design, like from the moment you see his eyes, you know he has attitude. I mean, I can say that because I know he has attitude already, but I like how his eyes kind of convey like the shape of them. So full of it. Extrapolate. Like, I understand why he's doing it. Obviously he's testing her, but he's like just like he's testing her in a way that she can't ever win. Like nothing she does will be enough to please him. He pretty much did. Like, he just, like, grabbed her bag and made her fall. And was like, and took, like, stole from her.
なんでお前がこんなとこにいんだよ。
別にいいじゃない、どこにいたって。いちいちあんたの許しが必要なわけ。あんたにはそれを裁く権利があるってわけ。それはまたご立派ですこと。
このへりくつ小僧。
I do like the interactions between Hiro and Kyoko. Kyoko was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's just like, you're just fucking annoying. And Hiro's like,
はあ、何それ、人を邪推するわけ。冤罪だったらどうやって謝罪するわけ。単に手帳取っただけじゃん。
してんじゃねえか、思いっきし返してやれ、さっさと。
何言ってんの。そのボケ女が取ってくれって頼んだんだよ。
ボケ女だ。
coming from the guy who calls her a hoe all the time. But okay, he does use that name affectionately. So I'll give him that.
同時虐待の罪に問われたいなら勝手にすれば。
お姉ちゃんのもの取ったの。返さなきゃダメだよ。お姉ちゃんを困らせるようなことしちゃダメだよ。
Like, Momiji still lives with the zodiac, so he knows
いらないよ、こんなもの。
how close Hiro is. Also, Momiji is just really attuned to people's feelings. I feel like I think I compared him to Tohru previously. I think maybe in episode 14 that they're kind of alike in a lot of ways. But I think that one of the main differences is the fact that Tohru kind of acts on instinct, kind of on general feelings. And I think Momiji is like really shrewd when it comes to actually picking up on, you know, subtle signs.
いつもボケ女の話ばっかしてさ。モゲタの DVD だってさっさとボケ女のところに持ってって。俺が一緒に見ようって。俺は興味ないけど、キサはこれ好きでしょ。貸すよ。俺は興味ないけど。そんなこといちいち口で言わせる。さしてよ。
見ちゃってる。
うるさいよ、
Yeah,
ウサギ。
totally.
俺はキサが大変な時何もしてやれなかったけど、俺だってキサのことすごく心配して。
Yeah, I mean, I do get it. It's kind of cute.
鈍感すぎ。ヒロはトールにやきもち焼いてたんだよ。
Yeah, I like how Kyo's just like, I don't get it. Like, Hiro is too complex for him. Funnily enough, and this kind of relates to what I talked about before, but, you know, Kyo's insightfulness is just kind of being a deliberate thing. Seems to me his thick-headedness kind of comes out strongest when he's faced with situations that possibly hit a little bit too close to home, as his refusal to look deeper into himself.
さしずめ私はこんな風だったのですね。トールは辛い立場ね。ヒロさんには罰を受けていただきます。
何さそれ。何をさせる気なわけ。
抱きしめの刑です。
それのどこが罰だっての。
It is inconvenience.
よろしくお願いいたしますです。ヒロさん。
There is definitely something adorable about it, but oh my god. These kinds of kids just scare me the fuck out because they're like super smart and they know it. It's like, I don't want to do this right now.
変化じゃなくなったら敵をやめるわけ。あんたに解消がないだけとかは考えないわけ。そもそもそのセリフに何の意味があるわけ。
アニメぐらい素直に見ようよ、ヒー君。
ほら、なくなったらすぐにおかわり注ぎなよ。いたわりを持ち合わせてない人間って以後気をつけてよ。
Oh my
お
god.
い、ヒロ、勘違いすんな。そいつはてめえの駒使いでもなんでもねえぞ。人んち上がり込んどいて偉そう。
He's acting high and mighty everywhere. I think that's his like default state of being.
いつから猫が主の家になったわけ。一発の文句が言えるほど何かに貢献してるわけ。やだやだ、何の責任も果たしてないくせに文句だけ多いやつって。
そんなてめえも一緒だろうが。ストップよ、きょうちゃん。ヒー君は今反抗期ってやつなんだ。
Yeah. He's talking
ム
like
キに
they
なるのは
flirt
君もまだまだ反抗
all
期
the
だって
time.
いう証
I
拠
guess
だ
they
よ。
do.
早く僕のように立派な大人に。
Yeah, yeah.
締め切りを守れない人が立派な大人ですか。
あら？
Like it's you have a new deadline every episode.
はいはい、わかったから。
書いてくれるんですか。
I guess it works for her at the end of the day.
用事を思い出しちゃった。
Or not.
ちょっと出かけてきます。
Like, eventually it does. You have to stop! You have to stop.
お茶のおかわり。
だからお前は
すぐご用意しますね。
おめえもいちいち言うこと聞くなよ。もうガキには関わらん。
なんか日を増すごとにやかましい家になっていってる。
お姉ちゃんが嫌いなの？
好きではない。
じゃあどうしてここに連れてきてくれるの？
Because you like me.
キサはあいつ。
He's trying to be considerate in his own way. Like, at least to Kisa.
私、お姉ちゃんのそばにいるとあったかくなるんだ。お待たせしました。お？はい。
トイレ。
ヒロちゃんには嫌われてると思ってた。
This sounds oddly familiar. Was there someone else who also thought someone hated her?
急によそよそしくなって理由もわからなくて
Because he was hating himself.
だからすごくびっくりして
俺だってキサのこと
嬉しかった。
どこか遊びに連れてってよ。
でも一体どこへ？
何それ、そんなことも一人で決められないわけ。好き嫌いも主義主張もないわけ。他人が引いたレールの上を安穏と歩いていけばいいとでも思ってるわけ。はっ、それは素晴らしく楽な生き方ですこと。俺はキサが大好きだよ。
結果アキトはキサに全治2週間の怪我を負わせた。その事件の後、ヒロは極力キサに近づかなくなったらしい。そうこう。
Oh, it didn't just start yet. It didn't just start with the bullying.
ヒロは自分がしたことに対する憤りをどうしたらいいのかわからないのだろう。アキトは責められないからな。
それでトール君に八つ当たりですか。若さゆえの不条理よってね。好きにすればいい。どうせ最後に思い知るのはあっちなんだ。
アキトの八つ当たりまで本田君が受けたりしないか心配だ
な。なんだかね、本当に下手くそだね。僕らは好きになったり大切にすることが。
その頭には映画とか遊園地とかインプットされてないわけ。
でも今本当にお金が1535円しか。私公園って好きだよ。
許してやる。
ありがとうございます。
But she kind of understands him, so she just kind of lets it slide. I don't think she really lets it hit.
バナナ。では半分こしましょうか。少し待っていてください。びっくりしたね。
キサと俺の分は払うから。
はい。
ねえ、あんたってそんなにすごいわけ？どんなやつのどんな悩みでも解消させることができるわけ。
She
ど
seems
んな
able
苦
to
しみ
do
や
it,
悲
to
しみ
be
でも
honest.
消せるわけ。救うことができるわけ。
Well, she's not trying to. She's just trying to say what she feels.
大怪我させといてキサに何も言えなくて、あの人にも言えなくて。なんでこんなガキなわけ。俺もっと立派な大人になりたいのに。
ヒロさんすごいです。自分はまだ子供だと自分自身で認めるのはとても怖くて、だからちゃんと認めることができる人はとても勇気を持っているって、キサさんを守る素敵な王子様になってゆけます。だってヒロさんの胸の中にちゃんと勇気があるのですから。
つまり今の俺は全くもって王子様的存在じゃないって。
You're just impossible to please. Impossible.
その通りだけどね。でもまあクレープ代の価値くらいはある説教だったから今日は特別におごってあげるよ。恥ずかしいやつ。 何が王子様だよ。もしなれなかったら責任取ってくれるわけ。
ヒロちゃん、どうしたの？
You need to believe you can, and I think that's what she gives you.
見てろ。
Gives you
なってやるから。
the knowledge
絶対に。
that you can, because she believes in you. Yeah, it's definitely still annoying. Like super annoying. But that's his point. And I think that what he brings to the table is the fact, like the new thing, the fresh thing, the unexpected thing, is the fact that he doesn't like Tohru. Like, there are some people who don't like... Was there anyone who didn't like Tohru? I think it was just like Kyou at the beginning, and it wasn't like he didn't like her. It was, she felt he didn't like her, but he was just like awkward and embarrassed about it. And also, you know, burdened. Anyway, but Hiro is like, he knows who she is, he knows what she represents, and he kind of comes in with expectations, especially because she kind of stole his place, he feels like, in Kisa's life, or at least, you know, in a way it felt like that, because he wanted to save her and he couldn't do anything, and then, you know, this Tohru just came in and did that. And so he has all these high expectations that he already kind of is resolved won't be fulfilled. Like, whoever this Tohru is, she's not going to be good enough. Because then, you know, it's going to be a problem for me. I can't accept her. So, you know, he comes in with all of that and just kind of starts shooting off. And you're just like... like it doesn't matter what you say. He's going to find fault with it. He's going to find fault with everything. The thing about Hiro also is that the things he says are actually, like, they have a grain of truth to them, for sure. Like, the things he says about, you know, Tohru not having agency, doing things for other people without thinking about herself, doing everything that she's told to do or something. It's interesting to think about the things that he says, but it's, like, the problem really lies with the way that he says them, the tone he uses, and with the fact that he's not saying them in order to really help her. He's saying them to get down on her. Even if things are true, you don't have to say them. He's obviously a kid and he has like no filters, but he's also doing this on purpose, just to make himself feel like not as bad. He kind of takes it out on Tohru because he just doesn't. Because the thing is that a lot of people, most people, they treat other people the way they treat themselves. So the thing is that all of these things that he says, in a way, are directed at himself. Maybe not exactly, you know, every single thing that he says, but the tone of it, the way that he, you know, the constant complaining, the constant like nitpicking is exactly what he does to himself. He's like, he's thinking about it over and over, and he's just like, I wasn't good enough. Look at, like, I just like can't stand myself. I can't stand how childish I am, you know. Also, I mean, I noticed that almost everything he says can be applied to himself. All those times when he says, oh, I hate those who are self-centered. Oh, I hate those who, like, have no empathy. Oh, I hate those who think so highly of themselves, like when he was talking to Kyou or whatever. Like, all those things could definitely be applied to him, too. He just doesn't, like, he seems, you know, almost deliberately to use them against others and not to really realize that they're pointed at himself. The thing is, though, that I think he knows. He's very aware of himself. So I think a lot of what he says, he knows is true because he also knows that it applies to him. And sometimes you're like also ticked off the most by your own flaws that you see in others. Sometimes, you know, when you live with that constant critiquing, you have to get it out somewhere, somehow. And of course, someone like Tori, it's easy to get it out on. In a way, if you're not moved by her kindness, then you can easily pick on her and be like, oh, you're so stupid, you're so, like, because she comes off, I think, as a little dense, I would say, except she's definitely not, like, not emotionally anyway, but she comes off as, like, because she's so kind, because she's willing to do so much for anyone, she comes off as like pretty much like that story, the girl who was so kind, like the traveler who was so generous and gave everything of herself to others, like, and people call her stupid. Like, that's pretty much, yeah, it just kind of gives you this feeling like you can take advantage of her instead of appreciating it for what it is. You're just like, oh, you know, like, I can use this, like, look how stupid this person is. And I mean, I don't even think the hero really thinks she's stupid. Because in a way, there's a lot of, like, there is kindness inside him. He recognizes that. he's really worried about Kisa because he really cares. It's just like all his pent-up irritation and like hopelessness just kind of like he needs to give it an outlet. So it's just like Tohru is the perfect target for it because she just kind of, you know, swooped in and did everything he wanted to do. Obviously without realizing it, because she's so authentic. Like he immediately is like, oh, why are you doing this? Are you trying to be humble on purpose? Are you trying to, you know, like why are you so great? What is so awesome about you, or whatever? Like he always kind of is looking for this ulterior motive or something. And Tohru, she just doesn't have an ulterior motive. She just really honestly cares about whoever's in front of her, and she wants the best for them, just by the fact of who she is. And I mean, it's definitely hard to accept sometimes because there aren't a lot of people like that. As far as an ulterior motive goes, yes, I don't think Tohru has an ulterior motive, or at least not a conscious one, and not like in a selfish way. I think what she has is a defense mechanism that is kind of established through her kindness to others, because, you know, when she can be kind to others and when she can think of others, then she automatically deflects from herself, and it's a way to, you know, protect herself from kind of prying eyes, or even more so from herself, from her own judgment. Kind of in the way that Kyou doesn't want to look too deeply into himself, she does the same thing, except it manifests in completely different ways, in almost opposite ways. Like she's looking very deeply into others, and he's like refusing to look into anything at all. So in a way, she does use the kindness to help herself, but not really, because she's shooting herself in the foot. And she doesn't see it as like this amazing thing. I mean, in some way, like she just sees it as something that she has to, like it's something that her mom kind of taught her, and something that she has to do in order to be herself, kind of. Like in order to be true to herself. Or rather, not that true to herself. I mean, her kindness is definitely a strength. It's not something she should, you know, throw away completely. But it is something that she needs to learn not to hide behind. To be true to herself at the same time as she's kind to others, because that is also her truth. But it's not her only truth. Anyway, she's definitely very rare, and that's why everyone is kind of flocking to her. But as someone who's threatened by her, obviously, you would see all of this as like just more like just kind of hiding your sense of being threatened, because everyone just loves the story, and she's so amazing. Everyone talks about her, and she's just like, you know, she has a magic touch. She cures everyone she meets, and you know, but that's what she does. And even here, she was able to get through to him. Because the thing about Tohru is that she, for all her, like, it's interesting that it comes, like, this episode comes immediately after Ritsu's episode, because, you know, Ritsu, like, kind of apologizes for everything, and Tohru, in a way, also has this kind of tendency, maybe not apologizing, but kind of trying to please. But I think it's like, fundamentally different, because it's not like she thinks... I'm not sure about this. And I don't agree with myself here. I'm going to talk about this a little, and then I'm going to try to, like, you know, comment on what I think now. I think it's not like she thinks she's lacking. Like, maybe she knows she's not perfect or anything, but, like, she understands this as, like, everyone is flawed. And I, you know, and my way of, like, helping, and, like, my kind of compensation for my own flaws is just the fact that I can help others, like that I can really reach out to them and really be kind. And so she knows that's her strength, I think, even if she doesn't like parade it around as like, oh, I'm the person who can help you with all your problems or something. Like, she doesn't see it as like as something that she should gloat about or anything, obviously, but it's, I think there's like a certain confidence inside her that is just like, she knows her place in the world, kind of. She knows how to make people feel better around her, and it works. Like, whether, like, she knows this, I think, and that's why she's able not to take what Hiro says too much to heart. Like, as soon as she realized what his motivation was, and she could see to the heart of things, because that's what she does. She sees, you know, to people, and she listens to them, and she tries to comfort them. So she understood kind of what made Hiro tick. And as soon as he did that, like, everything that he said, like, it couldn't really hit her anymore, because she was just like in a place where she understands other people and kind of lets them, like the thing about Tohru that she lets people act the way they need to, kind of. She's not judgmental. She's just like, okay, this is what you need to do right now. And I'm just going to like kind of be there with you as you go through it, kind of. It's kind of like the way we saw in the Mugera anime at the beginning, that she was immediately like thinking, oh wow, look, the enemy has such problems, and then his wife too, she has problems, like it's such a tough dilemma or whatever. Like she's always thinking about others, and she like never judges. She's just like, oh, she's trying to think about everything, about everyone, always. So even people who are like, I mean, I guess it was kind of foreshadowing in the way that she was like, oh, the enemy has, you know, problems of his own. Like the way that she's able to accept a lot of things from people that other people would consider like shit. Like, what the fuck are you? Why are you letting him talk to you like that? Why are you letting him boss you around like that, you know? But she's just able to understand that it comes from a deeper place in this, and she's able to accept that. And it doesn't take away from who she is. It's like, it's different because it's like the opposite. It makes her stronger because she accepts this, and that's kind of her strength, you know? Her ability to just see through to things, to the heart of the problem, and kind of know more about you than you do yourself in a way, and just kind of let you be whoever you want to be, even if you're a total jerk. So the way that Hiro treats her is just like, oh my god, you know? I wouldn't be able to stand it. But I think that Tohru is like, she has like this quiet kind of confidence in herself that is just like this knowledge that she can do good and she will continue doing good, and this is just who she is, and nothing will sway her from that, you know, even people being bratty on purpose, because she just, you know, there's this calmness about her. Like obviously she's all over the place and she's super spacey and stuff, and she does like, you know, react to the way that he talks to her. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, and she tries to please him and stuff, but she always kind of bounces back. It's like, and she's able to like talk to him like every time he gives her like a chance to, you know, as soon as he kind of talked to her, you know, kind of opened up about how he feels, she was able to talk to him like on the same level and just kind of acknowledge all of what he felt and make him feel better, you know? She's just like able to, you know, discount all of his attitude and just like, you know, kind of see his strength and kind of point it out to him, because it's really hard to see sometimes when you're stuck in a situation where you can't control things and you feel helpless. Anyway, so she's like able to kind of show it to him, kind of, this is what you're capable of, I know this. She just doesn't let his attitude get to her too much, you know? So now after like 5 minutes of me talking about this, I have to say that I don't agree with the crux of this analysis. Like, I think there are parts of it that I still agree with. Like, for instance, the fact that she lets people, you know, be who they are, whatever it is. Like, it's definitely true. But the conclusion of me saying, oh, she doesn't let Hiro get to her, therefore this shows how much confidence she has in herself. Like, I don't agree with that. I think it's the opposite. It's her lack of confidence that she covers up with her trying to help others. So everything he says probably hits home in some way or another, but she doesn't let herself dwell on it. She doesn't let herself hurt or show her hurt too much. Like, she kind of, like, her reacting to the things that he says is kind of almost funny. And I think in a way it's done on purpose to deflect again from herself, to be like, oh, you know. And I mean, it's also part of the show that it tries to deflect from Tohru's flaws, because I think the point of the show is that it starts out with us believing that Tohru is kind of like this almost maybe like saint or goddess or something, that yes, we see her flaws, but her strength overpower them so much. Like, her kindness is such a great asset that we don't understand the toll she has to pay for her to stick to her kindness this way. And the thing about Tohru is that, I mean, I've talked about this before, is that she hides her pain. She is extra happy to cover up for the things that actually get her down. So here, when she talks to Hiro, she doesn't let it, you know, get to her, because she doesn't she's hiding herself from herself, so she doesn't allow these things to land to really think about them. And immediately she turns it around and is like, okay, hero, let me help you. Because this is the way, like I did say that she compensates for her flaws through her kindness. And yes, I do think that's the way she sees it. Like, I have to be kind so that, you know, my flaws don't show and the focus is not on me. And so I help hero, and the things he says hurt me, but I don't let that really show for long, or I don't, you know, dwell on it. I don't think about it. I don't allow myself to, you know, get down on myself. Not out of like confidence, but out of, you know, fear, out of lack of this, you know, stable basis in herself. In a way, I think Tohru says to herself, if I don't have kindness, I don't have anything. Like, there's only bad in me otherwise. So, like, without kindness, I'm nothing. And so she doesn't let herself be anything but that as much as she can help it. And this kind of ties back into, I think, episode 3 or 4, when I talked about how, like, Tohru was thinking about how her mother told her to be a person who sees the good in people. And I think in a way, like, it's definitely like a good thing that Tohru carries forward, you know, but it's also in a way maybe made her feel like, I have to be this, otherwise I fail. Like, this was my mother's wish and my mother knew best, so I have to be the person she wanted me to be. And she clings to this notion so hard that she doesn't really give room to the other things her mother, like Kyoko, told her, like, you know, take your time, be yourself. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to, you know, have bad days. Like, I mean, she just doesn't allow herself, because I think maybe with her mother there, she was like, oh, it's okay. As long as my mother is here, maybe I can allow this in some way. But now that she lost her mother, she feels like I have to keep it all together all the time. Like, there's no one like my mother who's like was such a big support to me, to hold me up now. So I have to do this for myself and never let myself kind of fall. So sorry you had to listen to all that talk when I don't think it's even right, but I did want to like point it out, because I do think there's something in the fact that I thought this to show how the show kind of makes you think this in some way. Like, the flaws of Tohru are there if you look for them, but it's so easy to be swept up by, you know, her saintliness and just be like, oh, she can fix everything and she can do no wrong kind of thing, when it's not true. And we only get to focus on that in later seasons. And yeah, I just love the Kyou. It's just like, I don't get it. Like, because Hiro is like such, you know, Hiro is so much younger and so much more childish in a way, but he's so much smarter. Like, even, it's not even really about smarts. I mean, it is, but it's the way he articulates himself. He can just make you feel like, oh my god, I don't know what to say. Like, this dude, like, he's totally like this kind of genius kind of child or something. I feel like he has so much to say, even if it doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't matter. He makes it sound like it does. He like has like all these criticisms kind of pointed at you. You don't even know where to start to address them. You're just like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, how did it get to this? Like, he's able to like shoot off so many things at you that you don't even like, and it just shows so genuine. Like, Kyo's reaction is just like, what the hell, you know? It's so funny. I just like this duo of like Kyo not being able to like even like keep up at all, like not even trying, just kind of getting annoyed, just being like, oh my god, you know. But Hiro is definitely, he's a hard pill to swallow. Like, there is something really sweet about the way that he wanted to look out for Kisa and how frustrated he is by it, but the way he treats Tori though, I mean, I'm sorry. I was just like I get he's in a rebellious phase, and it definitely shows, and you understand, you know, the way he works. You understand that it's just him being childish. But oh boy, I was just thinking that Yuki didn't barely appear in this episode. Like, I think he was just at the beginning when they watched the anime. Was he even there at all? Like, beyond that? Yes, he was. He said, and I quote, "Wow, this house is getting noisier every day." I lied. that wasn't a quote, but it was something along those lines. That's what he said, and then he left. Because I was just trying to think, like, how did Yuki react to Hiro? But he's just, like, not there at all in this episode. I guess because Hiro wouldn't be able to really rattle him. He would just be, like, annoyed and just be, like, not take things to heart either. Like, he would just be, like, okay, enough. Like, I think he'll probably shoot back something pretty savage, and he won't, like, I think he will be probably, you know, bothered, but he won't show it. You know, he's at his best against these kinds of opponents, quote unquote, when he's, you know, on guard and very calm and collected. But, like, not get outraged like Kyou does. Like, he would just be, okay, like, you know. Like, he won't be outraged or rattled to the point that Kyou is. And we also had a little bit more of a scene, like, Shigure kind of plotting or kind of saying how Akito, how he's gonna make Akito, like, regret his actions or something. Or it's just like, okay, dude. Like, it sounds like he's against Akito for sure. But then also, like, the one that Akito usually tells everything to, except he didn't tell him this. So it feels like, oh, maybe Akito is, like, onto you, Shigure, that you're just kind of manipulating him or something. It's all very mysterious. So, I hope you guys enjoy this reaction, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons, Redding Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Stone Tree, Tyranor, and Michael Gabriel, and to the rest of my amazing Patreons, without whom I would never be able to do any of this. Thank you so much.